jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories Shri Guru Gauranga. All glories Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 23, entitled The Dynasties of the Sons of Yayati, verses 20 and 21. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Narakritihi Yadoho Sahasrajit Kroshta Nalo Nipuriti Shrutaha Chatvara Sunavastatra Shadajit Prathamatmajaha. Oh, it's only one, is there? Okay, that's fine. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yadoho Sasajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yadoho Sahasrajit Kroshta Nalo Nibur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yado Sahasrajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yado Sahasrajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yado Sahasrajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Narakritihi Yadoho Sahasrajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Yatravatirno Bhagavan Paramatma Naragritihi Yadoho Sahasrajit Kroshta Naloribur Iti Shrutaha. Chatvara Sunavastatra Chadajit Prathamatmajaha Mahahayo Renuhayo Haihaschedi Tatsutaha. Now we'll read the word-to-word translation responsively. Yatra, wherein, in which dynasty? Avatirnaha, descended. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Paramatma, Who is the super soul of all living entities? Nara Akritihi, a person exactly resembling a human being. Yadoho, of Yadu. Sahasrajit, Sahasrajit. Kroshta, Kroshta. Nalaha, Nala. Ripuhu, Ripu. Iti Shrutaha. Thus they are celebrated. Chatvaraha, 4. Sunavaha, sons. Tatra, therein. Shatajit, Shatajit. Prathama Atmajaha, of the first sons. Mahahayaha, Mahahaya. Renuhayaha, Renuhaya. Haihaya, Haihaya. Cha, and. Iti, thus. Tatsutaha, his sons, the sons of Shatajit. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the Super Soul in the hearts of all living entities, descended in his original form as a human being in the dynasty or family of Yadu. Yadu had 4 sons named Sahasrajit, Proshta, Nala, and Ripu. Of these 4, the eldest, Sahasrajit, had a son named Shatajit, who had 3 sons named Mahahaya, Renuhaya, and Haihaya. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As confirmed in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, verse 11, Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam jnanamadhyam brahmedi paramatmedi bhagavaniti shabdyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The majority of transcendentalists understand only the impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma. For the personality of Godhead is very difficult to understand. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manishyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. The yogis and jnanis, this is the mystic yogis and impersonalists, can understand the absolute truth as impersonal or localized. But although such realized souls are above ordinary human beings, they cannot understand how the Supreme Absolute Truth can be a person. Therefore, it is said that out of many siddhas, the souls who have already realized the Absolute Truth, one may understand Krishna who exactly resembles a human being, Narakriti. This human form was explained by Krishna himself after he manifested the Virat Rupa. The Virat Rupa is not the original form of the Lord. The Lord's original form is Dvibhuja Shama Sundara Muralidhara, the Lord with 2 hands, playing a flute. Yam Shama Sundara Machindya Gunaswarupam. The Lord's forms are proof of his inconceivable qualities. Although the Lord maintains innumerable universes within the period of his breath, he is dressed with a form exactly like that of a human being. That does not mean, however, that he is a human being. This is his original form, but because he looks like a human being, those with poor fund of knowledge consider him an ordinary man. The Lord says, Avajanandi mamudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme domination over all that be. Bhagavad Gita 9:11. By the Lord's Param Bhavam or transcendental nature, He is the all-pervading Paramatma, living in the core of the hearts of all living entities. Yet He looks like a human being. Mayavad philosophy says that the Lord is originally impersonal but assumes a human form and many other forms when He descends. Actually, however, He is originally like a human being, and the impersonal Brahman consists of the rays of His body. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanyutam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanyutamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchagalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhutair Mahatbhirya Ima Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Shete Yatamusha Purusha Bhunte Gunan Shodasha Shodashatmaka Solankrishishta Bhagavan Vacham Sime. Hare Krishna. Such a wonderful verse and a wonderful purport in this later part of 9th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, where different dynasties are mentioned, and many times we have a chance of losing track when so many names are mentioned and different dynasties are mentioned. Now, we know that all these descriptions of dynasties are leading to a single point, and that is the ultimate desire of Maharaj Parikshit, which is the description of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can hear the dynasties specifically in this 9th canto, some in 8th canto. We hear all these dynasties. And when we reach even the very beginning of 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the very first verse, Shri Raja Uvacha, King Parikshit says that Kathito Vamsha Vistaro, you have already described Vamsha Vistara, the descriptions, elaborations on different dynasties. Bhavata Soma Suryayoho. So he starts with the statement Soma Suryayoho. Soma is referring to the moon dynasty, Chandra. Another name of Chandra is Soma, moon. And Surya is sun dynasty. So there is a description given by different acharyas, and Srila Prabhupada emphasizes this point. Why Soma is mentioned first? Because normal terminology is to use first sun and then moon. We say sun and moon. But here the opposite is mentioned, moon and then sun. Why? Because there is a clear reason. It is indicating the intense desire of Maharaj Parikshit to hear about Sri Krishna. And in the first chapter itself, he poses different questions so that the entire 10 canto can be unfolded. So this is the beautiful presentation. That's why Maharaj Parikshit is eagerly listening everything in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. He is drinking the nectar. We may think, what is the significance? We may feel certain sections of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam as nectar or boring because of our conditioned state. Sanatana Goswami, at the end of Krishna Leela Stava, makes a very interesting point. Prema Varshi Aksharayate. Prema Varshi Aksharayate. Every akshara, akshara means not even a word, akshara is a syllable, of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is showering nectar. So this is the realization of a realized devotee, like Sanatana Goswami. So he describes, Bhagavatam is my only friend. So this is the attraction devotees have for Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, because ultimately Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is all about Krishna. So even all these dynasties are leading to Krishna. So just like for a pure devotee, the entire material world they see as opportunity to serve Krishna. When a pure devotee sees this material world, material energies, he or she sees connection to Krishna. In that way, they are eager to engage the energy in the service of the energetic. Similarly, when they hear any word, any verse of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it is giving complete realization of Krishna. So this is the mood. So now we had to see that we are towards the end of 9th canto, and the last chapter of 9th canto is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a prelude to the 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, where beautiful descriptions are given of the personality of Krishna in the last chapter of 9th canto. So we are leading up to there. We are towards the end of this 9th canto. And we had to understand, Maharaj Parikshit has spent already few days hearing from Shukadeva Goswami. Parikshit has spent already few days. And has he eaten anything? No. He didn't drink anything. He didn't sleep. So, at the same time, he didn't want his guru, Shukadeva Goswami, to think that, okay, I am tired, so I need to give an abridged version of Krishna. He didn't want that to happen. He's so eager. So he wanted to assure Shukadeva Goswami that I am not at all tired despite my situation. I'm being cursed. I haven't eaten anything. I didn't sleep. I didn't drink anything. Still, I am completely eager. So he mentioned even in the very beginning of 10th canto, in the first chapter itself, Naishada dussahokshanmam tettodagam abhibadhate. It is dussaha, very difficult to tolerate. We know that. If you don't eat for one day, one meal if you skip, we may take it okay. Maybe we may say Krishna's mercy. It's okay, we can tolerate. Okay, if you're fasting day, we may go for a day. Okay, it's okay. The next day, we are eager for the breakfast. Generally, if you do a nirjala fasting for a whole day, then we are eager for the breakfast. But if it continues, it becomes difficult. Pangs of hunger. We feel that. So that's why, na esha ati dussaha, very difficult to tolerate. Kshut, hunger. Mam, tektodagam abhibadhate. Tekta udagam, I have given up water. Udagam means water. Tekta udaka, I have given up water, but it's not affecting me. Why? Pibantam tvanmukhamboja chutam harikathamritam. Pibantam, because I am drinking. Pibantam means one who is drinking. What is he drinking? Tvanmukhamboja chutam. That which is emanating from your lotus mouth. Tvanmukhamboja chutam harikathamritam. The nectar of the pastimes of Hari. So, he's seeing that Harikathamritam. He's seeing the nectar of pastimes of Krishna up to the beginning of 10 canto. He's not feeling that, okay, I'm bored with 9 cantos. Now please give me the 10 canto. This is the mentality of some of the Bhagavatam reciters. They see somehow they're rush it through the 9 cantos, or if there are some stories, just go through the stories and get to the 10 canto. Okay, let's spend time in the 10 canto. Let's spend time in Harikathamritam only in the 10 canto. That is not the approach given by Srila Prabhupada. When I started to practice Krishna consciousness, when I visited home, some of the older people were asking me, so, in your institution, are you focusing on the 10 canto? Because they know we are Krishna devotees. So, are you just focusing on the 10 canto? Is that the most important? Are you just focusing on that? I told, no. We focus on the entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Because from the beginning, it's preparing us to go all the way up to the 10 canto. So, that is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Srila Prabhupada wanted us to go through systematically from the first canto, from the lotus feet of Krishna, all the way to the smiling face of Krishna. Go through the philosophy, go through the pastimes, and see the relevance in our life, apply in our life. That is very enlivening. It's very enlivening. Yesterday I was in the retreat by His Holiness Devamrita Swami Maharaj, and he was addressing a young crowd, and just Indian audience, mainly students and some couple who are working. So this is a kind of audience, and he was primarily focusing on, and they are all chanting some rounds. So just beginning, I can say, upcoming devotees, and he was focusing on Dhruva Maharaja's pastime, and he selected the verses and showing how Dhruva Maharaj approached the Lord with the biggest material desire in one sense, huge material desire. And he was asking, you cannot compare the material desire, what you have, to that of Dhruva Maharaj. But still, he achieved Krishna and he got purified. So in that way, see our situation. So there are beautiful verses where it is saying, look, Narada Muni is telling, this is not an easy path. This is a difficult path. And Dhruva Maharaj is telling, your advice to me to be self-controlled, go out of this revengeful nature. It can be okay for Brahmanas, but not for me, for a Kshatriya. I have my material desires to fulfill. So it was very much reflecting on the audience, because the audience is thinking, yeah, this is our situation. We have our material desires. We don't want to give up our material life. At the same time, we are happy to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it's very interesting to see when Bhagavatam is coming to life. This is the point of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has to come to life. It has to become relevant in our life, whichever pastimes we pick. So this is the nature of an advanced devotee. Srila Prabhupada explains in the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam what is the meaning of realization. The realization means speaking according to the Shastra in an interesting way, in a relevant way, so that the audience can understand, they can relate to it. Then they will be able to understand, they will be able to apply in the life. So this is the purpose of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam has to come to our life. So the entire Bhagavatam is presented in that way. Now, this purport is very significant because Srila Prabhupada is presenting the personality of Krishna and how rare it is to understand the personality of Krishna. Because now we are approaching the 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So Bhāgavatam is educating us, Srila Prabhupada is educating us to accept the personality of Godhead. So he mentions, yes, there are three aspects of the truth, the absolute truth. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabdyate. Three aspects, of which Brahman is the impersonal aspect. Paramatma is the localized aspect who is situated in the heart of all living entities, within the atom, in between the atoms. Andantarastam, Paramanu Chayantarastam, Govindamadipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So that aspect of the Lord, we know that is Paramatma. And above and beyond all is the personality of Godhead, who is residing in Goloka, Vrindavan, Krishna himself. So Srila Prabhupada is introducing the personality and making the point that the impersonalists and the yogis have difficulty understanding the personality. They can accept the impersonal aspect. Even nowadays, those who are getting into spirituality, they say the universal energy, universal oneness, the spiritual energy, the cosmos, different terminologies are being used. So people could somehow or other appreciate this oneness aspect. Okay, there is something beyond, some universal energy. Yes, this is the beginning of understanding of the absolute truth. And higher is the localized aspect, the personality who is situated in us as Paramatma, and above is the personality of Godhead. And so that's why Prabhupada is quoting the Bhagavad Gita, Manishyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yadadisiddhare. It's very difficult to understand. Only few can understand the personality of Godhead. The reason is others cannot really accept the personality. When they think about the absolute truth, they think as energy. That is a normal conception. They cannot go beyond that. Elsewhere, in purport, Srila Prabhupada very elaborately explains this point, in Bhagavad Gita also. The point is that when the impersonalists hear about personality, they think about limitation. Personality means limitation. Because if I am in this room, I cannot be outside this room. It's a limitation. And if I am in this room, I cannot know whatever is going on everywhere in the universe. So this is our limitation. So they tend to impose this limitation upon the absolute truth. It's called aropita. Imposing our limitation on the absolute. And so they come to the conclusion that the Supreme cannot be a person, because person means limitation. At the same time, what they cannot understand is the inconceivable nature of the Supreme. So this is the point that Vaishnava philosophy presents, the inconceivable nature of the Absolute. Because the Supreme is inconceivable. He can be at one place, but at the simultaneously he can be everywhere. This is the inconceivable nature of the Absolute. So even though he has a personality, that personality is not mundane like that of one of us. Rather, that is a spiritual personality, Sachidananda Vigraha. And so he is present at one place. At the same time, he knows whatever is going on everywhere. This is the personality without any limitation. So if you want to accept, if you want to understand the personality of Godhead, then we have to accept the inconceivable nature, achintya tattva. From achintya, bheda, abheda. That is achintya tattva. It is inconceivable. We don't know. One person can be at one place, but simultaneously he is present everywhere. This is inconceivable. And this inconceivable nature can only be accepted by the devotees. The devotees can accept that. The Lord is inconceivable. As Srila Prabhupada asks, if everything is explainable by our logic, or if every aspect of the absolute is conceivable to our mundane logic, then the absolute is within the purview of mundane logic, which doesn't make any sense. So it is very logical to accept that there are things which are beyond the descriptions of the mundane logic. So that is presented. So that's why here it is mentioned he is coming as Narakriti. One may understand Krishna who exactly resembles a human being, Narakriti. Even though he is Narakriti, he is not just a mundane human being. This is the point. Gudha Kapata Manusha, first canto, Bhagavatam says, Gudha Kapata Manusha. Who are Gudha? Gudha means incognito. Kapata Manusha, not just Manusha. Manusha means human being. Kapata Manusha. Kapata means fake. Kapata is actually fake. So the Lord they are not really human beings. So they have appeared incognito. Rama and Krishna and Balaram, they have appeared just like human beings, but they are not human beings. And other people misconstrue the personality of Godhead as Virat Rupa. Have you heard that? Yes, especially when you speak to people from India, they say, oh, what is the real nature of the Supreme? Yes, Krishna. Real Krishna means Virat Rup, the universal form, Vishwarup, like that they say. But that isn't the case either, isn't it? Virat Rup, the universal form, it's only a material manifestation. It's only a material manifestation. It is defined in Bhagavad Gita in the 11th chapter. What is the meaning of that Vishwarup? As Virat Rup explained here. What is the meaning of that? Tatra egastam jagat krishnam. That is, at one tatra eka, at one spot, the entire material creation, all the universes, including the demigods, everything, if it is situated in one place as the universal form, that is called the Virat Rupa. So it's a form having millions of mouths, millions of hands, huge form, but the entire universe is situated in one place. This is a material form, because ultimately it is the entire universe, the material form is present at one spot. And Arjuna didn't have the eyes to see, and the Lord had to give a Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu Pashyame Yogamaisharam. Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu, I'll give you the eyes. Divyam Chakshu. What is Divyam Chakshus? That Chakshus is an inferior vision. It's not a superior vision. People say, when they hear Divya Chakshu, they think, okay, this is definitely transcendental vision. But Arjuna could see Dvibhuja form of the Lord already as Shyam Sundar, as Muralidhara, as it's mentioned in this purport. Arjuna could already see that. Is there any superior vision than that? Certainly not. So Krishna had to give inferior vision for Arjuna so that he could see universal form. So there, Divyam is used to indicate, to refer to Devas. In the sense, it's a vision of the demigods. Demigods could see that. So in the same way, to give that kind of a vision, to show the opulence of the Lord, the universal form, Krishna gave that vision. You want to see that? Okay, you see that. But was he satisfied? No, he was not satisfied. He was in complete fear. Even Arjuna started saying initially, Sakhedi matva prasabham yaduktam. I consider yourself as my friend. I called you. What? Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakheti. I slept in the same rooms, in the same bed. We ate together. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakheti. Please forgive my offenses. So even the relationship started changing from a friend to friend, from a servant to a master. So this is the universal form. And from there, the Lord showed 400 Narayana form. Arjuna was not satisfied. And finally, he saw the Dvibhuja's form. And then Arjuna was again complete satisfaction. So this is the point. So even Virat Rup is not the original form. Rather, the original form is that of Krishna as Dvibhuja. So here Prabhupada writes, the Lord's forms are proof of his inconceivable qualities. Proof of inconceivable qualities. Very important point to understand. We cannot really discard this line, or we cannot just go through fast. This is the inconceivable nature. Ishopanishad very clearly explains. Prabhupada's purport in the Ishopanishad is very, very important. If we cannot accept the inconceivable nature, then we cannot accept the personality. We cannot accept the form of Krishna. Same point is mentioned in the prayers of the demigods in the 2nd chapter of 10th canto. Very important point. This is proof. It is proof of the inconceivable nature. Krishna's appearance is the proof of the inconceivable nature of the Lord. Although the Lord maintains innumerable universes within a period of his breath, he is dressed with a form exactly like that of a human being. See? That does not mean, however, that he is a human being. He is the original form. But because he looks like a human being, those who, with poor fund of knowledge, consider him an ordinary man. So that's the point. People don't know. Avajanandi mamudha manishim tanum ashritam. This is the point. Prabhupada quotes this verse. And so, Mayavadis, they really cannot accept the form of the Lord. So then they stick to the impersonal viewpoint. Rather, Krishna is the basis of impersonal Brahman. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanta koti. Also, Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, right? Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the pratishtha. I am the basis of impersonal Brahman. So we need to understand. And now, when we approach Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, we are going to speak about Bhagavatam as a person. It is even beyond presenting the personality of Godhead. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is a book, and we are saying Bhagavatam is a person, isn't it? Bhagavatam is a person, and people get bewildered. We say Bhagavatam is a person. We do compare entire Śrīmad Bhāgavatam to Krishna. It's not just a comparison, but the entire Bhagavatam is Krishna, because there is no difference between descriptions of Krishna and Krishna himself. Just as the holy name and the Lord himself are one and the same. Similarly, Bhagavatam is same as Krishna. Bhagavatam is Krishna. Padma Purana says, very beautiful verse, Pado yadiyo prathama dvitiyo tritiya turyo kathito yaduru nabhistatha panjamemeva shashto bhujandaram doryugalam tathanyo kanthasturajan navamo yadiyo mukharavindam dashamam prabhullam ekadasho yasya lalādapattam shiropi tuddvādashameva bhāti tamādidevam karunānidhānam tamālavarnam suhitavataram apara samsara samudra samudra sedum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. So it's mentioned Padma Purana that the two first and second cantos are his feet. Pado yadiyo prathama dvitiyo. Then tritiya turyo kathito yaduru. And third and fourth canto are his thighs. Then nabhistada panchama. Fifth canto is nabhi, his navel area. And shashto bhujantara, between the arms, bhujantara, that's the chest of the Lord. And dor yugala, that both the arms are the 8th canto, and the 9th canto is neck. And when it comes to the 10th canto, what is mentioned? Mukharavindam dashamam prabhullam. Prabhullam means blossoming. The blossom, that lotus flower which is blossomed, that is compared to his face. So, Mukharavindam Dashamam Prabhullam. So that is his lotus face, the blossoming lotus, just like a blossoming lotus flower. That is his face. And that is 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And the 11th canto is Laladapatam. His forehead and Shira, his head is the 12th canto. So we are going beyond just accepting a personality. Rather, we are saying even the book Bhagavatam is there. It's the personality of Godhead. So it is so significant. Similarly, there is no difference between Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is directly words of Krishna. No different. Krishna book, no different. That is his Mukharavindam Dashamam Prabhullam. Srila Prabhupada especially given 10th canto in the form of Krishna book, presenting the entire philosophy in Krishna book, giving the Bhagavad Gita philosophy, also presenting the nature of Krishna along with pastimes of Krishna in the Krishna book. So we have everything laid in front of us. And now, today we are approaching a very special month. Today we are starting Srila Prabhupada book distribution marathon. So 1 month, our aim is to dedicate for book distribution. So this is a very significant time of the year where we can have priority for book distribution. We need all needful services have to go on, but at the same time we can prioritize book distribution. So this is a time for that. And of course there is a history behind how the Christmas time people in general have tendency to spend money and to buy things and to be in a bit more of a holiday mood. And devotees use this time to distribute books, and Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. So I will tell a couple of instances in this regard to start with. So this is a conversation about book distribution, a conversation between Rameshwara Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Rameshwara Prabhu, is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada and very much involved in producing books and organizing, distributing books. So interestingly, in a morning walk conversation, Rameshwara Prabhu, he said that he was collecting all the questions he had, and he was traveling with Prabhupada, and he thought, I don't think it was a morning walk, it was traveling with Prabhupada, and he wanted to ask all these questions and get Srila Prabhupada's answers. So he asked about future of the world and future of Krishna consciousness. So very weighty topic, future of the world and future of Krishna consciousness. So then Prabhupada said, because that was the peak time of Cold War, and Prabhupada said, there is a chance of a war soon, and if there is a war, it will start as a proxy war between India and Pakistan, representing either side. And then he said, then his answer is not just specific, but he's giving an eternal answer after this, not just for a Cold War and an imminent war at that time, but his presentation was for the future. He was telling there will be a time where the entire world will be looking up to the devotees, and they want the leadership from the devotees. So he was talking about the future. A time will come where the mass populace would look upon the devotees for leadership. They want devotees to rule the world. So this is again a statement we cannot understand then and even now. It's very difficult to understand. So Ramesh Prabhu asked how such a change can take place. He asked one possibility is that the entire world is going to vote and put the devotees in a role to rule the world. Or is it going to be a revolution by a small number of people? Because that's how the regimes change. There will be a revolution in the world. And Prabhupada said, no, both are not going to happen. There's going to be a popular voting, nor is there going to be a revolution as such. Then Rameshwar Prabhu told, is it going to be a change in consciousness of the people? Is it going to be the spiritualization of the world? Is the people going to be more spiritual? Prabhupada said, yes, that is right. There will be a point in time where there will be a spiritual awakening in people. And when there is a spiritual awakening, it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be a Krishna conscious, everyone is going to serve Krishna directly. But even there can be people from different religions, but because of the spiritual awakening, they will be able to recognize the devotees, and there will be a mass of people who would want devotees to guide them. They want to rule. So, and this will happen. Prabhupada first said about Harinam Sankirtan, and then he started stressing so much book distribution. So he said, by profuse book distribution, this can happen. So Prabhupada wanted these books to be distributed. So can we see the vision of Srila Prabhupada? In 70s, devotees couldn't understand this completely. Now also we cannot understand this, that there will be a change in this world in the future. And this will be through Harinam Sankirtan, and Prabhupada specifically emphasized book distribution. So marathon means it's a great opportunity for that. And relating to this, in 1972, December 22, 23, and 24, these 3 dates in Los Angeles, devotees went on book distribution, and they distributed almost 18,000 books in 3 days. Can you imagine? So this was their marathon. Probably we may take entire month. I think our target, I can't remember, maybe close to 17,000 or 18,000. I forgot exactly how many Maha big books we want to distribute, and a few hundred Bhagavatam sets. That is our target for so many devotees for the entire month. But here, devotees indeed distributed about 18,000 books in 3 days. And Rameshwar Prabhu wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada later. And Prabhupada was so pleased. And he said, just see, we have so many temples, that this is just one temple, and a group of devotees from one temple distributed so many books in just 3 days. And then he came to the point, how is it possible for such an immense result in such a short time? Then Srila Prabhupada said, this is the point. The secret of book distribution is sincerity in the heart of the devotees to teach and save people of this world. I repeat this point. This is the very essential point that we need to understand. The secret of book distribution is the sincerity in the heart of the devotees to teach and save the people of this world. So this is the essence of book distribution. Sincere trial. It's not up to us. Krishna's mercy has to descend through the parampara. And for that to happen, we need to be sincere. And then he said that by this effort, I assure that all of those who participated in that marathon would go back home, back to Godhead. This is the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. Can you see? So this is a standing blessings. It is there. If we engage in this activity sincerely, certainly we have the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. Then, now here, next what Srila Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said that my spiritual master, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, would be so pleased. His blessings are there even more and more. So this is the blessing Srila Prabhupada was given. Not my mercy. There is a complete blessing of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. Can you see? So Prabhupada said, he's an ocean. He's bringing an ocean. There's an ocean of mercy that is brought by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur by Srila Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada mentioned this point, these book distribution scores, this is giving me solace. This book distribution reports are giving me solace. It is not a normal statement. It's a very loaded statement. We think it is just like a business proposal. Okay, so many books distributed. So it is great. Numbers, are we just having a number game? No. In fact, Lord Chaitanya's conversation to Haridas Thakur, what is Lord Chaitanya saying? He is feeling transcendental anxiety, seeing the suffering people of this world, and he is asking Haridas Thakur, what is the panacea for this? What is the medicine for this? And he proposes chanting. So the Lord himself is feeling anxiety, seeing the suffering people of this world. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas are feeling anxiety, how to help people of this world. And when they see that there is a solution for that, and if you are endeavoring for that, they feel satisfaction. So this is the anxiety that we need to carry. This is not material anxiety, rather it is transcendental anxiety. And Srila Prabhupada embodied this anxiety to save this world. That is Srila Prabhupada. And that's why he felt solace hearing the number of books distributed. So we don't need to hold back thinking that, okay, I have done my quota. One devotee was telling me in India, I was in India a month and a half, one devotee was telling, yeah, I have already got sponsorship, I have already arranged distribution. So this is just even before marathon started. So as such, I don't have any target. So that's a little difficult, no target. And then he was telling, okay, I should encourage the entire yatra to distribute more books. So for us, we don't need to even worry about target. We can even go beyond. But good to have a target. At least we can try to reach that. So we can definitely be inspired to please Srila Prabhupada, please Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur by distributing books. As Prabhupada said, if you want to repay your spiritual master, we can try by vigorously preaching like me. That's what Prabhupada said. You can never repay the spiritual master the mercy he has given. But if you want to try, that is, try to preach vigorously, and there's an opportunity for that. In fact, I'll tell some interesting book distribution stories. First one from Naveen Nirda Prabhu. This story is very interesting because Prabhu is a very seasoned book distributor. I was very fortunate. I just met him a month back in India, and I had a good chat with him. He used to come here. He hasn't been here for a while. So he's still, he's traveling and preaching. He's traveling. He said, I'm still traveling 30 countries, and I'm still distributing books and giving classes, encouraging others to distribute books. He was telling, wherever I go, for distributing books, there is no competition. For other purpose, there can be competition. When I go with books, there is no competition anywhere. And I go to the countries where no one wants to go. It's a nice mood. He's distributing books and encouraging everyone to be in this movement. And he said in 80s, he was distributing books in Switzerland. And he approached a lady and explained the books and tried to distribute a few books. So she took 2 or 3 books, but she was not so interested. It was okay. She took some books. And she told, I think my nephew is very much into these kind of things, into spirituality. Why not try? Call him, try. And Prabhu got his number, and Switzerland itself called this person. And after a few trials, he could meet this boy. The boy, how he looks, his eyes are red because he was taking marijuana. He's just smoking marijuana, and his eyes are red, long hair. And then he was interested though. He took a book and tried to cultivate him, met 1 or 2 times, but nothing really happened. Think about it. First, you gave a book to a lady. She's okay. She's not so interested. referred to some person. The spiritual person, even the spiritual person took the book, but nothing really happening, not coming for program, nothing is happening. However, Prabhu went on his service, no news from this boy. One day, he came to the temple. He listened a lecture from His Holiness Bhakti-Charu Maharaj. And when he heard that lecture, it clicked, something happened to him. He realized, this makes complete sense. I have to practice Krishna consciousness. He became a devotee. After that lecture, he took up chanting, he became a devotee, and then he understood, this is so wonderful, the process is so wonderful, I need to share this to others. He started a program in Switzerland, and that program made about 50 devotees. In due course of time, made about 50 devotees, all local people from there, from Switzerland. Can you imagine? So this is called chain reaction. Prabhu says this is chain reaction. Started, gave to one lady, to another boy, and he eventually became a devotee, and he preached and made so many devotees. So book distribution is like that. Often we use the term time bomb. We don't know when it's going to blast. So if it blasts, there is Krishna consciousness. There is no violence. Vijay Prabhu, previous book distribution minister, Vijay Prabhu, he tells this wonderful story about a lady in France trying to distribute books in a train station. She was trying to distribute books, and she approached a big businessman in suit, and he was a very arrogant, nasty person, unfortunately. He snatched the Bhagavad Gita from this lady, tore it apart, and just threw it and punched the lady. The lady fell on the platform, and Bhagavad Gita was tore apart, but still, somehow or other, he tore and he pushed in his bag. So this happened, and then he boarded the carriage and he just left. So devotees came, Solasis Mataji took her and comforted her, and she was okay. There was no major injury, but it was horrifying. You can imagine, somebody push you down on the platform, train platform, and then Bhagavad Gita torn. But somehow or other he put the Bhagavad Gita in his bag. Anyway, he went. Time passed. This person eventually he went on. He was a big businessman, wealthy person. Eventually, life went on, and his wife died. He went through a lot of miseries, and finally he came to a point he wanted to commit suicide. He decided there is no point living, wealth of no value, nothing is giving any hope. So he decided to commit suicide, and that time he thought, before dying I will read some Bible or something, and then I will kill myself. So he went up to the bookshelf, he just took one book, and he took the book, he started reading, and it was Bhagavad Gita. And how it was Bhagavad Gita? Because the servant there, she saw this torn book in his bag, and she thought this is something valuable. She went to the book binder and got it bound and put in the bookshelf. And he took this book, started reading, and he started understanding about the soul, understanding about life, understanding about God. That actually transformed him instantaneously. He stopped the idea, okay, I don't want to commit suicide. There is something about life apart from material things. He read the entire Bhagavad Gita. He even started chanting. He was so impressed. Then he started thinking, what happened? I have done this decades back. I have actually committed a violence against a person who tried to give me this book. He could relate that. And then he went to a local temple, and he joined the temple, means he offered full service. He started serving, and eventually he became the treasurer of the temple. And then there was a national summit of all the devotees. So in that summit, this person who was an arrogant, violent businessman, now a devotee, he met the lady who gave him this copy of Bhagavad Gita. He fell at her feet and asked for forgiveness. Can you see how the life is being transformed? So we cannot judge what's happening to each book that we distribute. We need to actually rise above the platform. We have to see, okay, there is plan for Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna, and Bhagavad Gita has his plan. And we have to see from that direction. In fact, one interesting story again from Naveen Nirda Prabhu. Buddhimanta Prabhu, old book distributor who left the world, he distributed a lot of books, and Prabhu was disciple. So Naveen Nirda Prabhu and his team went to meet Buddhimanta Prabhu. He was in his last stage of his life because of some terminal disease. And Buddhimanta Prabhu started saying, I distributed some books, and Prabhupada was so pleased. So when Buddhimanta Prabhu was speaking this, he was laughing. He was in completely joyful mood, even though he was internally, he was actually going through excruciating pain because of the terminal cancer, serious illness. The illness is there, pain is there, but they could see that he was transcending the pain when he was speaking about book distribution and Srila Prabhupada. He said, I distributed only a few books, and Prabhupada was so pleased that he gifted me his kurta. Prabhupada gifted his kurta to Buddhimanta Prabhu. And Buddhimanta Prabhu was so happy speaking this, even though he is going through the last stage of his life, going through terminal disease and pain. Still, he was so happy, laughing profusely. And he so told Naveen Nirda Prabhu, you people are distributing so many more books. And how much Prabhupada would be pleased. So this is the point, that we have to really try to please Srila Prabhupada by this service. And then, interestingly enough, Naveen Nirda Prabhu and his team were distributing books, and that particular day, everyone was taking books. Everyone was taking books. He was telling people were just throwing money, taking books and throwing money. It was a Shivaratri, and people were just throwing money and taking books. No one could deny. And that was the time, that was the day Buddhimanta Prabhu left the world. So it said that when such a great soul is going back home, back to Godhead, everyone is getting that mercy. Can you see that? So this is the mood. So I just want to make a couple of more points, and I will complete today's talk. So one important point, this is experience of all of us, including me, that if somebody desires, somebody really wants to read a book, even if they sincerely don't have money, we can give the book, no problem. We actually see that someone else will cover. Have you seen that? I have seen that. You have seen that. Everyone has seen that. I think one boy was telling that, just a teen boy who was distributing books, he was distributing some small books. First 3 books, the people were very interested, but they didn't have money. Sincerely, they didn't have money, and he gave 3 books for free. 4th person covered for all. And if it doesn't happen, just put from our pocket and give. If we have money, how much it costs one book? $10 or $15. So we have to cover the cost. But I am saying, generally we see the magic of someone else will give and give the money if you are giving to the right person. It is not just giving away for numbers. But if there is a sincere soul who really wants to read, and if you give for free, it will be covered. We see that. Otherwise, we give from our pocket. It's a gift from our side. We can see that always. So we have to have that faith. And when it comes to another interesting story, glory of book distribution. This is from Shastragat Prabhu. Shastragat Prabhu, he approached his spiritual master, and his spiritual master told him, you travel with me. To travel with me, you need to have $2,000. So he said, look, he was brahmachari, and I don't have money. He said, no, you get $2,000. The rest of expenses I will cover, but you need $2,000 and travel with me. So he told his spiritual master, Dhyamurtha Swami Maharaj. And then Shastragat Prabhu, he said, look, I don't have any money, but he just left. And he went on book distribution. And when he went on book distribution, he met a person, he was a professor, and he said, I am so impressed with your work, I can buy you whatever you want. You want a coat, you want the shoes, whatever you want. So he said, no, I don't want any of these things. My spiritual master told me that if I had $2,000, I can travel with him, and he asked me to actually travel with him. Can you help? He said, no problem. I'll give you $2,000. And he approached his spiritual master with $2,000. He asked, how did you get your $2,000? All of a sudden, the same day. He said, this is what happened in book distribution. Even Mahol Saha Prabhu, he was mentioning interesting point. He wanted to get initiated in some other town in America, and he didn't have money. And someone told, we will not have any money. He was in one temple, no money to travel to the next temple. He went on book distribution, similarly met a very nice person. He said, what do you want? He said, I want to get initiated. So I want to buy a flight ticket from this town to another town in America. He said, don't worry, here is a ticket. On the spot, he purchased a ticket and gave to him. So book distribution means it's mystical, it's magical. We can experience, right? Many of you are distributing books. So yes, we have this great opportunity. Let's try to dedicate ourselves for book distribution for this entire month, for the entire next year. So this is a beginning, and let's have Vaikuntha competition, not material competition. Material competition is to pull other person down, other devotee down, and I want to climb up. That is not our aim. Our aim is to encourage everyone. Even if others are doing more, no problem. But let me try my best. Let me do maximum. But if somebody is doing more than us, be happy. So that is Vaikuntha competition. One time, devotees from Chowpatty temple approached Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj and asked, Maharaj, bless us so that we distribute so many big target. So Maharaj said, yes, I bless you that you can meet the huge target, lot of books. But I bless you that still you become the last. So can you understand? So that you distribute a lot of books, go and beyond the target, but still others are doing better. So in this way, this is the mood. So let's try our best. If others are doing better, let's encourage them. So we should never have material competition. So we need Vaikuntha competition, which is encouraging others. So in that way, we'll have good consciousness while distributing books. Otherwise, we will be affected. We'll be consumed by material anxiety, not by spiritual anxiety to help others. So with this, I conclude. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Any final questions? Any question from anyone? Yes, yeah. You want a microphone, or I can repeat? Yeah. Yes.
Prabhupada also mentioned that the three-bended form is the topmost in the realm of meditation. So Prabhu, by saying that, this Shyamasundar form or the three-bending form is the greatest, the highest, the toppest form, are we not limiting the Lord?
Are we not?
Are we not limiting the form of the Absolute Truth?
Eliminating.
Limiting.
Limiting. Oh, okay. So the point is, the question is, are we limiting the form of Krishna when we say that the threefold bending Shyamasundar form is the absolute? So this is the point mentioned here. That form is inconceivably powerful. There are no limitations. So this is the exact material logic. We are defining the absolute truth. We are being very specific about the form of Krishna, form of the absolute. Very specific. He's wearing yellow dhoti. We read Nectar Devotion, we can understand what are the different colors that he uses. The color of his tilak, the color of his turban, color of his belt. You can see all the specific form, specific dress, specific jewelry, specific features. We can understand everything from Nectar Devotion, from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this is the point. So according to mundane logic, this looks exactly like limiting. But as devotees, we understand He is inconceivable. So when we accept the inconceivable nature of the Absolute, we understand this is not limitation, rather than the specific features and the specific form is inconceivably powerful, inconceivably all cognizant, all merciful. So this is the inconceivable nature of the Absolute. So even though specific, but at the same time, all powerful, all inclusive. To the degree that when we are saying this Shyam Sundara threefold bending form of Krishna, all incarnations are included. All the energies of the Lord are included. So this is inconceivable. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. How can we understand all incarnations within the threefold bending form of Krishna? Can you see? So this is being a devotee. Bro, you want to add something? Or any comments? Yes. Anadi Narsimha Prabhu Anadi Manantarubam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha. Anadi Anantarubam, infinite form. Anadi, no beginning, he's the beginning of everything. Anadi Manantarubam Navayavanam, at the same time Navayavanam Cha. This is actually a contradiction. Even he is the Adi. He is the beginning, we can say. No beginning means eternally is present. At the same time, we can say he's the beginning. And at the same time, he has infinite forms. But what is this? Navayavanam cha. He is a ever fresh, youthful Krishna. So this is Radha Vallabha. Can you see that? Eh? Inconceivable form of the Lord. That is the deity form. So we are going even next level. Even the deity, inconceivable. That Lord is present in front of us. Gaurnita, Jagannath Balasudra. Inconceivable. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Grandharaj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalaya Taksham Bhāgavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gandhar Agom Vigamaniya Vishesha Shobha
Govindam
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Udanandana Braja Jana Ranjana परित्राणकाय भगवान की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नवाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय गोविंद जय जय Dasamati Nandana Brajabhadanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yamati Nandana Brajabhadanagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Brajabhadanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Parana Dhana Magana Manahara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Gopi Parana Dhana Madana Mana